Hello and welcome to this week's podcast. We've had school photos this week, our first Little Bulldog session, and again another incredibly impressive week of learning. So many things to share with you. We couldn't fit them all in, but just a few things to let you know what's been going on. Our Year 13 students have been doing some great student leadership. They've run assemblies, they're talking about how they're setting up their student-led magazine, and they're doing this amazing thing where they've written and made mood apps, so that students can track their moods and learn to deal with their own well-being and support themselves through those kind of issues. But great coming from our student body. Year 8s have been making videos, and videos are fantastic because it helps the students to demonstrate their learning, showing us what they've learned and understood, but also how they can then share that to a wider community. They've had some brilliant ones on fractions in mathematics, and then very topical at the moment, they've been doing some work on hurricanes, and we're very sensitive to what's been going on in our neighbouring states and across the US, but also advice and guidance for us on how to best prepare for a hurricane. Real authentic learning, that's what it's all about here. Our Year 7s have been doing some great questioning. They've been thinking and pondering the question, what are numbers? And they've been asking people around the campus, what are numbers? What do numbers mean to them? How do they use numbers every day? Again, it's taking that mathematical knowledge that they're learning and applying it into real life situations. Our Year 2 students have been doing a day in the life. They've actually been talking, they interviewed me, a day in the life of being a principal and a day in the life of different people's jobs, and they're getting themselves an experience of being in our shoes. What would that mean as they understand their world that they're going to grow up into? Our Year 5 students, 8 students and 10 students have been doing similar things in English and drama, all connected to what's called the 4 C's. It's about how we communicate, how do we tell stories. And again, it's a great example of the British education system and how it's cyclical. We come back and revisit these core concepts again and again and again, building on their prior knowledge and then extending them to understand and take their new knowledge into new areas and apply them in different ways. And back where we started with some of our oldest students, they've been doing in their Model United Nation programs, they've been delegates debating Afghan refugees. Again, it's topical, it's current, it's authentic, it's about the world that they live in and the world that they're going to help us all to go and make even better because of the education they get with us. And it's also been fantastic to get our competitive sports program up and running this week. We've had a couple of volleyball fixtures, find out how our students got on in our sports report. And a special congratulations to Mr. Barnett, who has qualified for the 125th Boston Marathon. It's been a lifelong ambition of his to be able to run that. He's worked so hard to get there, and we're delighted that we can support and sponsor him to go and do that and achieve that fantastic thing in his life. So all the best to Mr. Barnett with his marathon. I hope you enjoyed seeing a few of the things that have been going on campus. Obviously it's not everything, but it gives you a little bit of a glimpse into what we get to see every single day. This week our after school activities have also restarted, and it's been great to see them getting back up and running. Just as a quick reminder, please make sure you know the pickup procedures for your child for those 4:30 pickups. If you have a primary age child, you will have to meet them in the BOMA. That's the only place you'll be able to pick them up from. Please help us with that one. We had some feedback early in the week from some parents about how to make it easier for you at the 4:30 pickup. So we have opened both the theatre entrance and the Silver Gym entrance just for those 4:30 pickups, just to make it a bit easier for you to park up and pick up your children from the BOMA, again, particularly if you've got primary age children. Hopefully that's going to be a bit easier for everybody as well. Our security will be on both of those doors to make sure that you can get in and out safely. Stay up to date with all the things that are happening in and around campus in our Bulldog newsletter, forthcoming events, links and further information from the things we talk about in our podcasts. Don't forget that it is Labor Day this weekend, so we are closed on Monday. I hope you all have a lovely long weekend, and go Bulldogs!